me for what's about to happen. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Welcome to Wrestling Christmas, as it is each and every year on this show. This is Wrestling with Egos, the pre-WrestleMania 37 edition. My name's Patrick, joined as always by my best friend in the entire world, the gentleman in the shirt and tie, my good friend Brian. How are you, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. You know why?
One.
It's WrestleMania season. Let's do this.
I hate when you do that. And finally, back by popular demand, Reginald Johnson. RJ.
You didn't get the press release?
Did RJ get a tan?
No, he most certainly did not.
Better looking, that's what he got. What are you talking about?
Definitely better looking. You guys have heard about him. You guys have heard Brian and I talking about Big Isaac. Ladies and gentlemen, Isaac in the house. What is going on, my brother? How you doing?
What's up, gentlemen? Always a pleasure. Good to see you. Great day. I'm ready to do this. Let's go.
All right. Hey, a lot to talk about, but guys, we might squeeze some AEW in there tonight, but hey, you know, tis the season. It's Wrestling Christmas again, so we're gonna kind of be in the bubble tonight. So you've been warned. So we got Takeover to talk about. We got WrestleMania to talk about. We got a hell of a bar talk for you at the end. Can't wait to have this one. We definitely want your feedback. Do not forget to leave comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, click the bell for the notifications. You guys know the Twitters. I'm not posting them on there because right now Brian is the only one using his account. I'm taking a break. So you just got names. Facebook.com/wrestling with egos. YouTube page. All this. Comment. We want to know what you think about what we're going to talk about for Bar Talk tonight and anything else tonight. I am really excited about tonight. Boys, let's get after it. And we're going to start with some current events. Brian?
This just came across the Wrestling with Egos news desk. And man, I had to consult my sources because this news dropped yesterday. And yesterday, for the uninitiated, was April Fool's Day. Never been a big fan of April Fool's Day personally. I've had pranks played on me a time or two. So you got to take the news you hear with a grain of salt. But I heard about this yesterday and today, and it is confirmed. We talked a couple of weeks ago about the Broken Skull sessions with Stone Cold Steve Austin. The phenomenal show they had with Randy Orton. It was phenomenal. The phenomenal show they had a while back with Bayley. Also phenomenal. The one with Sasha Banks. You beat me.
I was a phenomenal episode with Sasha Banks.
But this is confirmed that this is going to happen.
It's next. It's the next episode. And if I'm not mistaken, it drops after Mania.
The one thing I did not know was when this was going to air, but after night 1 or night 2 of Mania would make the most sense because you've already got eyeballs on it.
I think it drops Sunday night. Next Sunday.
And if you had asked me a week ago, what's the eventuality of this person appearing on the Broken Skull sessions with Stone Cold Steve Austin on a scale of 1 to 10, I would have said 0.337. But it's happening. Patrick, take it away, buddy.
I'm not going to lead in any hyperbole, anything like that. I'm just going to drop his name and watch Isaac's reaction. Chris Jericho.
This is a goat that I'm holding.
Wow. Up. How did that even get pulled off?
I don't know. I don't want to know until we watch it. I don't want to know. I want to hear all about it with Jericho at the desk. What I loved, the teaser they dropped, they had the Stone Cold Skull with glowing red eyes, and it was in sync with the countdown sound from Jericho's music. And everybody thought that was an April Fool's joke. Today they posted the picture. Well, they posted the video again, and then pulled back to show that little logo on the screen at the set of the Broken Skull sessions with Austin here and Jericho here, staring at each other, and then they turn to the camera. It's happening.
Okay, here's my reaction. Straight up, how much is it going to be edited? Because if they're actually gonna let Jericho say what the hell he wants to say on the WWE and just let him rip and just shoot from the hip, how much are they going to edit? Because Vince is going to be over that thing like white on rice.
Here's my thing. I don't think it will be edited, and here's why. I don't think Jericho would do it if they were going to dissect it. Secondly, I also don't think Jericho is going to completely rip WWE. Jericho's a little bit too classy for that. I don't think don't get me wrong, he's going to take his shots. He's going to go full disclosure on why he left WWE, because that has to come up. He's gonna go full disclosure, but I also don't think he's going to go scorched earth.
If you look a little bit deeper into the relationship and going back and reading, I don't remember if it's his first book or it's his second book. Jericho's talked at length about the burnout he was experiencing, and I'm gonna mess up the timeline, so forgive me. His mom got very sick.
Right.
I feel like this was 2002 or 2001. His mom got sick. This is 02. Because 01 he was feuding with The Rock over the WCW championship, turning heel on him, costing him matches and stuff like that. And he felt like he was working unsafe because his mind was under the thing. So he actually went to Vince straight away and said, I think I need to take some time because I have all this stuff going on. And Vince said, you have as much time as you need. Don't worry, your spot's going to be waiting for you when you come back. Perhaps I'm guilty of this. Perhaps I'm reading too much into the fact that just because you leave and go to AEW, New Japan, TNA, whatever promotion means you're automatically a persona non grata. I'm sure that makes for great news fodder and podcast fodder and speculation and rumor and innuendo, as Conrad Thompson is fond of saying.
Hey.
Shout out, Conrad. But maybe it's just a guy who wanted to give himself a chance to do something different for another company, and that's all it is. A business decision and not an I hate you decision.
No, I don't think
that's what it is.
I don't think, despite what has been said in interviews, I don't think it is an I hate you situation. I don't even think there's any real animosity there. Just like there's not any animosity between Vince and Paul White, with Paul White making the move to AEW. What I do think it was more of a creative decision and a fact that WWE was preparing to move on without him. Which is the reason he made the move.
Isaac, get in there, homie.
Yeah.
I believe that that could have been it, Pat. I also think he didn't want to get caught in that bubble of the list and only having one stick. He wanted to create more characters. He wanted his character to evolve. And at the time, WWE was not ready for him to evolve and to change his character and to do more and to just keep him in that one little box that he was in and make him do that for the rest of his career. And he's like, I've got so many other ideas. I've got so many other things I want to do. And you're going to keep me here, but I want to go someplace else right now.
And Chris Jericho's never been one to shy away from reinventing himself. So we can talk about this all night, and I'm just cutting the conversation right here because we got too many more important things to discuss than this.
We'll react when there's something to react to, basically.
Programming note, because since we tape this show on Fridays, guess what we're not doing next week? This. We are taking.
There's a whole lot of wrestling we need to watch next week, boys and girls, and we gotta go to bed at like 9 o'clock every night and wake up and do the calisthenics and all that, so we're prepared.
Deal, just like how Bruce Pritchard would talk about how, you know, you have this great match and then you have the bathroom break match, then another great match. Bruce Pritchard would call it the Let Me Up match. Friday is Let Me Up Day because we've got Wednesday, Thursday, then we got Friday, then we got Saturday, Sunday. Friday is our Let Me Up Day. It's our chance to catch our breath from TakeOver, Stand and Deliver, and then dive head first into WrestleMania 37. Brian.
If I may, it's the loosen your belt buckle day after that first plate at Thanksgiving. And you go out and watch a little football and you gear up for the rest of the stuffing and the turkey and the green beans and the mashed potatoes and all that kind of stuff and the cranberry sauce. Can't forget the cranberry sauce.
And don't forget the nap.
Well, yeah, invariably there will be a nap because the tryptophan will be there. I said it last week, gang.
And not only that, so will the Lions game.
Yeah, the Lion. Yeah, they'll always be there.
That is
I
the
said
nap
it last
time,
week,
isn't it, though?
gang.
Yes, it is. That is the nap game.
That is the nap time game. I'm sorry. Lions ain't doing nothing.
Almost out of nowhere, WWE has pulled this majestic card out of the ether, and they've got people talking about it again. So, yeah. I mean, Isaac, let's start with TakeOver. Is there a match that if somebody said, I'm not planning on watching TakeOver, what match would you say, oh my God, you have to see this match, it'll change your mind?
The match that I'm really waiting to see is for TakeOver is Adam Cole and my boy, I can't think of his name right now.
Kyle O'Reilly.
Can't think of his name.
Thank you.
He's your boy, though.
That's my boy. But
yeah.
That match right there, what they've been putting on for the past couple of weeks, and really bringing it. They've been really bringing it. I'm really liking what they're doing. I do want to see Finn Balor. You know, is he going to come out as the Demon for this one? Probably not.
Demon's dead, dude. The Demon is dead.
I wish that he wasn't because I just love the way he looks, the way he comes out. It is what it is, but I know it's over. You know, a guy can hope and pray, but it's not happening.
Brian,
big man.
Hit it.
Let me drop some knowledge on you. I am the resident Finn Balor Mark on the Wrestling with Egos podcast.
Amen.
I love the Demon. I love what he did. I love the creativity. But what Finn Balor has done since showing up at NXT last June, I want to say, I feel like it was June that he showed up, or July.
Right.
He has put on banger match after banger match with anybody he's been in the ring with. He has reinvented himself because I think he found himself in a case with the Demon a lot the same way Bray Wyatt finds himself with the Fiend. He was constricted by the Demon. Whenever Finn got in a tight spot, out comes the Demon. But what Finn has proven to you is, oh, by the way, I'm a pretty darn good wrestler. I can tell a story with anybody you want to be my dance partner, whether it's Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Pete Dunne, and now Karrion Kross. He has put on several matches that I vehemently argued for as match of the year last year.
Yep.
And it's what he said a couple of weeks ago. I took the emotion out of it. And on this show last week, I said, and I couldn't believe I said this, but I said it and I will double down on it. If Finn loses to Karrion Kross this week, which I have a feeling he's going to, you're not pushing Karrion Kross the way they are without a rocket being fitted for his backside. If Finn does drop the title, I promise I will lay my hand on the Wrestling with Egos Bible right now and say that I, Brian Kriego, do solemnly swear that I will be okay with it. I will understand. I will be fine.
First off, the only thing I solemnly swear to is I solemnly swear that I am up to no good.
Well, we know that.
Yeah.
That.
This is undisputed.
Hashtag Billin. Anyway, one, Karrion Kross is not going to win. And here's why. I got 3 letters for you. R-A-W. So
Really?
you're wrong and you're right at the same time. He's going to lose, but he does have that rocket strapped to his backside because trust me, once we start getting crowds in WWE events, that entrance is going to be beyond what the Capitol Wrestling Center or even Full Sail Live can offer. That entrance in front of a live crowd is the debut of The Fiend at SummerSlam worthy.
I guess I'm just not tuned into the plans they have for Cross is the thing. I just figured Finn's had the title for about 4 months now. And it's been a revolutionary title reign.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Finn is the champ, and Finn has blossomed as the champ because Karrion Kross blew his shoulder out while trying to Doomsday Saito Keith Lee. I mean, his title reign, unfortunately, don't get me wrong, I love Finn Balor, but his title reign is happenstance. Karrion Kross is the prom queen right now. He's the pretty girl at the bar. Finn Balor is just Finn Balor. Everybody knows what Finn Balor can accomplish. But
Isaac, if I may, let me circle back to what you are looking forward to. I did a little research this week because for a couple of months now, RJ and Patrick have been saying, you think Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly are doing work now? You need to go back into the annals of time and find you some other Kyle O'Reilly Adam Cole matches. So I did that.
And guess what? Guess what, Brian? Guess what, Isaac? Guess what?
What?
I was right.
I didn't doubt that you would.
We need his ego to get bigger than this. That's exactly what we need.
Well, but Brian, real quick, Isaac, you're new here. Don't get me wrong. I've known you for years. You're one of my boys, but you're new to this little world right here. What's the name of this show?
Wrestling with Egos.
Where in the blue hell do you think we get the ego from?
Point taken.
So I found on YouTube, I found a Ring of Honor match from late 2016. It was December 2016. I think it was a Ring of Honor Final Battle.
Mm-hmm.
Was the pay-per-view. Nigel McGuinness was on the call. And I forget who was on the call with him. It's a voice I knew. I'm like, oh, I know this voice. But anyway, they did some brutal things in that match, things that I was not prepared for. And, you can see the embryonic stages of the swagger that Adam Cole goes into a match with, because he was doing a lot of the same things back then. Mm-hmm. He's just turned the volume up because he's on a bigger platform now. Right.
Undisputed Era Adam Cole isn't that far removed from the Kingdom or even Bullet Club Adam Cole.
So if that's a harbinger,
this still happens.
Yes. If that is a harbinger of what we're going to have in the semi-main of night 2, then you better, Katie bar the door, as JR is famous for saying back in the day. It's going to be a bloodbath, I dare say. It's going to be, there's going to be no doubt that both men are going to have earned it.
Right.
Now, do you think, here's the question for both of you. Do you think Adam Cole gets a call up after this? Okay.
Yes, I do. I think he's gone everywhere that he can go, in NXT,
Right.
and they need to have some fresh blood with him interacting with other people.
Right.
You
And
know, go ahead.
also talent perspective, you cannot keep Kyle O'Reilly in like the lower tier of a faction. Kyle O'Reilly, technically in the ring, there aren't too many guys globally better than him.
Don't need all the fingers on one hand. I mean,
Maybe both.
maybe. But
Well,
yeah, I mean, O'Reilly definitely deserves a turn as the shot caller.
Right. I'm not trying to be like, oh, you guys forget about me and crap like that. But there's a match, night one, that we haven't talked about yet, that I have to be honest is the one I'm looking forward to. The unofficial stipulation of the match, despite it being a championship match, is the first guy to die loses, as the UK title on the line between Walter and Tommaso freaking Ciampa.
There was a Twitter question I saw earlier in the week. Would you take a chop for Walter for $1,000? And I posted, no.
No,
You need
listen,
to put a couple zeros on that, sir.
I need 4 more zeros.
Yeah.
I need 4 more zeros before I'm taking the chop.
Because I don't know who he was chopping, but I mean the chest cavity was like caved in from the impact. It was like
8 figures. 8 figures. I'll do it.
Isaac, what about you, homie?
I will.
What's your
I'll
asking price?
Would I do it for 1,000? No. 8 figures? I'll do it for that from Walter. I'll take it. I'll take it for that for Walter.
Hey,
I'm very intrigued on that match too. I'm really happy with Walter finally getting back over into the States.
yeah.
I know it could have been, because of COVID and everything else. I get that. I'm really happy to see Tommaso Ciampa get a shot at someone, of Walter's caliber. I'm excited to see it. Really excited.
I gotta be honest. I don't think Walter is at Ciampa's caliber. I think from bell to bell, I think Ciampa is a much better overall package.
Oh, he is.
But at the same time, styles make fights. And this is not going to be a wrestling match. This is going to be a fight. And you guys know me. Yes, I love technical wrestling. I also like watching people beat the snot out of each other.
True story.
And guess what? This is going to happen. I am very glad that Isaac and I are not watching this, going to be watching this match in Brian's house. Why? Because between the two of us, we will shatter someone's eardrums.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never done something. I will break someone's eardrums. Yes, I totally will.
That is categorically false.
Okay.
You do know what we're talking about.
So let's run down the card on this because I really want to focus a lot on WrestleMania. So I'm gonna run down the card. Night 1, night 2. Let's get some winners. What you think? What you thinking, boys?
Well, I do like, and I don't know what night this is going to be on, but I like how they just created another match that all of a sudden I'm really excited to see out of thin air. Because during the scramble or the battle royal or whatever to determine the order for the gauntlet match, Pete Dunne and Kushida wrestled each other out of that.
Oh, wow.
They went over the top rope at the same time early on in that match, and now they are going to have a one-on-one match because I'm the best technical wrestler. No, I am the best technical wrestler. Okay, get in the ring and show me. Yes, please. Shut up and take my money, as Patrick is fond of saying.
Amen. That's a great match too, and actually, that's according to Wikipedia, that is one of the matches for night 1.
Yes.
Start there because that just happens to be the first one that Wikipedia has listed right here. So night 1, singles match, Pete Dunne versus Kushida. To quote someone in the room that usually isn't in the room, who you got?
That would be me stealing my line. That's what we did. I got Pete Dunne. I got Pete Dunne.
I think Kushida needs a win here. I think Kushida's been eating a little too many L's lately. And I think Pete Dunne could, this is flawed logic, but I think Pete Dunne could take a loss easier here than Kushida. Kushida needs a frontline win on a pay-per-view, I think.
Yes.
It's going to be a brawl. They're going to rip each other to shreds, but I think Kushida gets the win. Maybe it's a fluky win like on a small package or something, but I think Kushida gets the win.
I think Pete Dunne gets the win. Yes, Kushida does need some wins, but I still hold on to the fact that I think Pete Dunne is at the precipice of being like uber elite level NXT.
I agree.
I personally, especially with the way he's transformed his body, I personally think Pete Dunne should be main roster. That's just me. But, there's a reason I know what the hell's going on, and Monday Night Raw sucks. But who am I kidding? We move on. It's a triple threat match for your vacant NXT Tag Team Championships. It is MSK, Wes Lee, and Nash Carter versus James Drake and Zach Gibson, grizzled young veterans, and Legado Asma, Raul Mendoza, and Joaquin Wilde.
It's going to be the grizzled young veterans.
I freaking love those guys. Oh my God, are they fun to watch? What I really loved with the veterans is the fact that NXT UK doesn't have to rely on them carrying the tag division anymore, because NXT UK has Pretty Deadly to be that heel tag team that everybody just wants to beat the crap out of. Because, God, man, those... Sidebar for just a quick second. Your reigning defending NXT UK tag team champions, Pretty Deadly, my God, I want to slap them. They are so... Imagine the Iconics, except wrestling version of Fabio.
Oh, God.
They're good-looking guys with long hair, which I would kill to have, and they're just annoying as piss. And I love it. I mean, it's cheap ass heel heat, but it
works.
And I can always appreciate that. Anyway, moving right along. Grizzled young veterans. These guys are so freaking good, it's not even funny. They are vastly underrated, not only as in-ring competitors, but heels. I love them. I personally think I'd give it, if it's me booking it, I give it to them. That being said, I think MSK is going to walk away with it.
I agree. MSK is going to take it just because they're new. They just came in. I like what the grizzled young veterans are doing, but they've been pushing MSK for hard since the moment that they got there, and I got a feeling they're going to put them over at, I think they're going to put.
They debuted in the Dusty Cup and won it. So I mean, there are definitely plans in the works for them. Let's move on to the 6-man gauntlet eliminator match. And the winner of this will get a shot at Johnny freaking Gargano in night 2 for the North American Championship. It is Leon Ruff, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, baby, Dexter Lumis, and L.A. Knight. He's the last person in because he won that battle royal. Who's the one taking on Johnny Gargano?
Now that Pete Dunne and Kushida are out of the equation, I wonder, I know I denigrated this last week. I wonder if they're trying to, advance Cameron Grimes a little bit. I don't know if you'd have a heel versus heel.
Cameron Grimes has a program to work with Roderick Strong first. You can clearly that's the way they're going. They're not going to put Cameron Grimes and Johnny Gargano in the match because trust me, people that love heels like me would just freaking have a conniption fit. This would be amazing. So no, it's not going to happen because wrestling hates me.
It's probably
Well, we know that. I mean, come on.
It's probably going to be, well, from the names you said Ruff, Swerve, Bronson Reed, Loomis, Grimes, and LA Knight.
I'm sorry.
Bronson Reed would be interesting.
I don't even want to say this, but I think it's going to be Loomis.
I think it's going to be LA Knight just because he just got there. They're going to try and put him over.
But,
they're going to put him in that. They're going to give him that spotlight to shine, especially now.
Heel versus heel, though?
Possibly.
Yeah, that's why I think Bronson Reed's going to get the spot. He probably won't win.
No, I personally, the only person I want to see win this is Cameron Grimes. I love what they're doing with Cameron Grimes right now. It's so freaking annoying, but it's hilarious. But
because I guess here's the real question: are any of these 6 going to beat Gargano?
No. Well,
no.
The only person I think would be Loomis, and God, I hope they don't do that. I really do not want to see Dexter Loomis as a champion because
it's a one-dimensional character.
Don't get it. I don't get it. Moving right along, it is a singles match for the NXT United Kingdom Championship. Walter defending against the Psycho Killer, the Blackheart, Tommy Entertainment, Tommaso Ciampa.
Isaac, go first.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Tommaso Ciampa. I'm still going that.
I'm gonna say Walter retains.
Me too. I mean, this is probably a match that reestablishes Ciampa as, like you said last Wednesday, I had rediscovered the Psycho Killer, which, fine, maybe they use this to reestablish him as the threat to an NXT championship, the threat to the North American championship, the guy you always have to be careful of. You don't want to wind up in a feud with him because you're not going to be the same coming out of it. But it's going to take a special kind of person. And I don't know if that person exists right now to take that belt off of Walter.
Nope. There's one person in NXT I think that would take it, but right now that person is the NXT champion.
Fair play that.
So I think Walter on that one. We move on to the main event of night 1. Clearly, this is going to be the main event of night 1. I don't think anything else can be. It is a singles match for the NXT Women's Championship. Io Shirai defending against Raquel Gonzalez. Isaac, who you got?
Io Shirai is the one I got. I'm sorry. I see what both women have been doing. I still like Io. That's just me.
I love Io Shirai. Io Shirai has been one of the most consistent performers, irregardless of gender, irregardless of promotion, does not matter. One of the most consistent performers in professional wrestling globally over the last year. That being said, the way they're pushing Raquel Gonzalez, the way she has been continuing to impress. To me, the way Raquel's trending upward, I'm not saying character-wise, but I'm just saying the development and how quickly they are evolving reminds me a lot of a very young WrestleMania 19 to WrestleMania 20 John Cena. It's just that quick evolving. And
Big New York.
Exactly. And it's not because the machine is pushing him or her. It's because they're actually developing right before our eyes week to week. So I think it's going to be Gonzalez.
I do too. This match, and I here's a bold prediction. This match will go 20 plus minutes.
No doubt about it.
This match will go 20,
plus.
25 minutes. Pardon me, Isaac?
Easy.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's about time that a women's match, because even when like Rhea was the champion and when I'm trying to think of who the champ before her was.
Shayna.
Baszler. Shayna.
Yeah. The matches were shorter. They were like 10 minutes. I mean, they were good,
Right.
but they weren't.
The last time we had an epic, like long form women's match of any kind, these girls were still around.
Yes. So
and I don't mean Ronda, Shayna, Jessamine, and Marina. I mean Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, Becky.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be a 25-minute slugfest.
I do too. And honestly and truly, here's my bold prediction. Raquel Gonzalez is going to do something we've never seen her do before. I don't know what it is. She may take a dive. I don't know. But Raquel Gonzalez will give us a holy shit moment.
And I want to give big ups to Raquel Gonzalez for making Zoe Stark look like $1 million on Wednesday, too.
First off, Zoe Stark does not need Raquel Gonzalez to look like $1 million.
This is true, but the temptation in that situation would be, I'm on my way to a championship match. You're just a speed bump. I'm falling in love with Zoe Stark as time goes on more. The more I see of her, the more I wish her all the best and, big things in the future. But this is Raquel's time right now.
She is awesome. Real quick before we get into night 2, did you guys see the vignette that ran at NXT with the little dog?
Yes, I did. I don't know who it is.
Do you know who it is?
No, I don't.
Taya Valkyrie. That's her dog.
Oh, okay.
That's Taya.
Okay.
Dog. The dog that she always carried to ringside in Impact and then handed to her little manservant or whatever the shit he was.
Okay.
Her valet, her sommelier. I don't know what the hell you're going to call him, but her bitch.
Thank you. I was about to say that.
Her bitch. Yeah, that's Taya Valkyrie's dog. So the NXT after TakeOver, we're going to get Taya Valkyrie. And to that, I simply say 2 words. Yes, please.
Thank you.
And RJ is madly in love with her. I'm in love with what the chick can do in the ring. Yeah. My God, is she amazing. Looking forward to seeing that. Let's roll into night 2.
That would mean that what we've got on night 2, we've got a Cruiserweight Championship ladder match between Jordan Devlin and Santos Escobar.
That's going to be amazing. Let's go ahead. Well, we're here. Let's talk about it. I got Escobar.
I got Escobar too.
Don't get me wrong. To me, I'm sorry, Devlin has the misfortune of being the champion during the wrong place at the wrong time. His push got shot because of global pandemic bastard. And it just so happened that there is a guy that has the interim championship that has been damn punchable.
Which is why I think they're going to give Devlin the win here.
Don't get me wrong. If Devlin gets it, I'm not going to be heartbroken. But you know, and my love for heels, Escobar has just been amazing.
And is Devlin acting like a babyface?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't pick up on that.
Yes.
Devlin's been playing babyface, which is weird because all throughout NXT UK, the Irish Ace was a heel.
Right.
Well, let's go ahead and kind of continue rolling on. It's another title match, this time for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships, as I think they're calling themselves the Fire Pit or something like that. Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart defending against The Way, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell.
I think Candice and Indy take this one.
Presentation. the entrance that Ember and Shotzi have is just too damn cool. That is a presentation and an aura that can really bless you, that you can really get behind. So I think the faces retain on this one. Don't get me wrong, I love Candice. I'm not a fan of Indy Hartwell. I don't like her. Candice is gonna have to carry that match. So
Yeah, Indy's still finding her way.
yeah,
No pun intended.
I'm going with the faces.
I really like Indy Hartwell and what she has the potential to do, but Shotzi Blackheart has been putting in some work lately, and her and Ember, I'm really glad that they got their shot at the World Tag Team titles, and I think that Ember, Shotzi are going to take it.
Yeah. And Ember Moon, when she's not injured, Ember Moon is hard to touch.
Yeah.
Sidebar note, ladies and gentlemen, Brian is not happy about the fact that he appears to be in the minority on quite a few of these matches. So just file that away for future reference. Thank you very much.
It happens. It happens.
Someone's got to get hurt here.
Right.
Line. Someone's
Why
got.
does it always have to
Hey,
be
not my fault.
boys?
Somebody's got to take the L. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, it's not always you, Brian.
More often than not, though.
It's not. Stay. Hey. No. It's not always you. It's not you, Brian. It's me. Anyway, moving
What's
right.
the next match?
Yeah, we got 3 absolute badass matches left, but so let's go ahead and get the lesser of the 3 out of the way. Don't get me wrong, definitely not lesser in terms of my favorites in NXT, but it's Johnny Gargano defending the North American title against
somebody
unknown, against the masked assassin as of right now.
Create a superstar number 1. I mean Gargano, obviously, because it's like I said before. You name those 6 guys.
Nothing.
Nobody's touching him right now.
Yeah.
Nobody
touching what he's doing.
And none of those six guys blow my skirt up, for lack of a better term. I mean, it's just it doesn't get my attention at all.
No one's beating Johnny wrestling. Nah, not this time.
Well, let's turn the lights out for a second, because it's now the unsanctioned match. Adam Cole, baby, and Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly is going to take it.
I agree, because I think this is Adam Cole's bye-bye to NXT. See what I did there?
Kyle O'Reilly I see what you did there, yes. 10 points to Gryffindor. Yeah, fine. Ravenclaw, whatever. I'm in Gryffindor.
I'm wearing blue, you single dork.
I think Kyle's going to take it by a whisk. It's going to be by an eyelash, because these 2 guys are going to be, just shells of their former selves by the end of this match.
Yes or no? Start with you, Isaac. To use a movie title for this question, will there be blood?
Yes.
Brian. Oh, he's going for the yes/no sign, boys and girls. Yes.
And the only reason why is because it makes sense here. It's not gratuitous.
Exactly.
For all of these 2 men have been through with each other and the history they have, it only makes sense. There was blood in the match that I referenced at the end of 2016 that I found the other day. But it wasn't blood for the sake of blood. The story they were telling, there will be blood.
Yes. My opinion, there needs to be blood. So I want to apologize earlier. I was snacking on some pickles when we first started the show. Shout out to Magic Subs down the street, because they have some really good pickles. Anyway, main event. The main event of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. It is the NXT champion, the Prince, Finn Balor, defending against Karrion Kross. Gentlemen,
I'm going last on this one.
Before we get to the picks, time to play a little this or that. Over under 20 minutes.
Over. Significantly.
I say at least 30 minutes, 35 minutes.
Does Cross kick out of the coup de grace?
Yes.
Yes. For it to go 30, 35 minutes, you needed some false finishes like that, where Finn's like, wait, what? You did what? Okay, fine. I'll come up with something else to do to you.
Yeah. So let's go for it. Isaac, Brian said he wanted to go last. So who you got?
I'm going to say they've been pushing Karrion Kross so much. I'm still going to say Karrion Kross.
I would, under any, taking the same philosophy that I took with the Santos Escobar and Jordan Devlin argument. Finn Balor is a champion because of happenstance. Much like Santos Escobar became cruiserweight champ because Jordan Devlin got stuck in Ireland because of global pandemic bastard, Finn Balor became champion because of an injury to Karrion Kross. What then happened was we got the best in-ring work that Fergal Devitt has ever given us. And I mean that in terms of better than anything Prince Devitt ever gave us in New Japan or in the independents, better than Finn Balor / The Demon gave us in NXT / WWE. The Prince has been the best we've ever seen out of this guy. If we had this guy on the main roster, I'm sorry, we would not have the SmackDown main event that we have. It would be Roman and this guy. Because Finn has been damn near perfect.
Do not make me pick a winner in that match. Oh my God.
I know, right? Probably the two most surefire commodities.
God bless America.
My God in heaven, that would be a hell of a match. That being said, I think Kross is on his way up because presentation. And I also think that Finn is unfreaking touchable right now. I go Balor.
Well, I'll tell you this. They've stopped making the cloth that I'm cut from.
Your Irish accent is god awful. I know.
That's horrible.
My head is telling me to pick Kross just because of what I've seen with him since he's come back, and the promos the two of them have cut together have been fire. My heart wants to go Balor, but I'm going to stick with Kross. I don't mind if I'm wrong, obviously. I just feel like Kross deserves a chance to have a run with the championship that he had to relinquish. That's really the only reason I'm going with Kross.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens Wednesday and Thursday night.
Fake Irish accents aside.
Yeah. I asked you one final question for NXT TakeOver. Do we have any surprise appearances, reappearances, debuts, this, that, and the other?
No. No one's going to show up during that pay-per-view.
I say no.
As we all know, the next show, everybody and their grandmother's going to show up because WrestleMania, as you guys well know, and it's well documented. Now, WrestleMania, they have their show.
We're talking about TakeOver. We're not even into Mania yet. I'm talking, does anybody...
No, I think I know what point he's trying to make, though.
Oh, yeah.
What I'm trying to say is the same thing. Everyone's going to show up on the pay-per-view. Everyone's going to show up after the pay-per-view. Very similar to what happens right after WrestleMania. Once WrestleMania hits, the next night, everyone's been waiting for so-and-so to show up. Here they are. And those are the biggest nights that they have. Yes, we love WrestleMania. And then the Monday night after, the crowd is electric. They sway everything
Right.
at that point in time to whoever that they love at that moment. And Vince is like, I hate this person, and he can't. The fact is, the night after, he's like, I gotta give that person a push, whether I like him or not, because the crowd is already into them. And it's very. So I'm gonna bring up a name later that I'm not too thrilled with Vince for, that he's put to the side, that he needs to put back. But I'll save that for later.
All right. I'm
The
looking
only thing that I can think of happening, and this is a reach if there ever was one, because it's not like the guy I'm about to name to you is a needle mover. I'm trying to think of people who have been away for a while. The only person who could make an appearance of any consequence, you might get it during the Kyle O'Reilly Adam Cole match. It might be Bobby Fish. I don't know why. I don't know to what end. Maybe he tips the scales in favor of Kyle. That's the only name I can think of for some kind of a surprise. But again, it's not really a needle mover.
I agree. I don't think there's going to be anybody because, in my opinion, the only person that would make any sort of impact is already being teased for the takeover afterwards. So I don't think it's going to happen. So, guys, I'm looking at the WrestleMania card. All 12 matches that have been announced besides the Battle Royal, because Battle Royals aren't. We're not going to discuss the Battle Royal.
There actually are no Battle Royals.
I thought there was a men's Battle Royal.
That's going to happen on the SmackDown following.
Oh, that's right. Okay, cool.
Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce tweeted that out yesterday.
Cool. All right. Well, so we got 12 matches on the card. Brian, don't look at it. Look at the camera because I don't want you to cheat. Guess how many of these 12 matches are not title matches?
All right, I'm not looking. I'm looking at the camera. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn does not have a title involved.
Correct.
The Miz versus Bad Bunny does not have a title involved.
Correct.
Seth Rollins and Cesaro does not have a title involved.
Right.
And that might be it.
Nope. Two more.
I'm impressed I remembered 3 out of 5.
Braun and Shane.
Braun and Shane.
And Randy and the Fiend.
That's right. I'm angry at myself that I forgot that one.
5 of the 12 matches. So the vast majority of this 2-night card is titles are on the line. I love it.
That's how it ought to be.
Love it. So,
why should we have to wait for Night of Champions every year to put every title on the line?
Right. So let's get into, before we get into the card itself and we do the winners and everything else, just like we did on this one. What sticks out to you? What one match is your, to use my line, what one match is your shut up and take my money match?
I'll double down on what I said last week. For all the pressure this match is going to have on it, because these matches cannot turn out to be repetitive.
No.
If you're going to have the Fiend involved in a cinematic match, I would like to think that Bray Wyatt can go into the dank recesses of his mind and come up with a different kind of story to tell than the one he told with John Cena last year. And we've talked at length about the amount of data there is to mine on Randy Orton if you wanted to do that sort of a thing. That match has got a ton of pressure on it. I'm looking forward to that. Probably the match I'm looking forward to the second most out of any of the matches.
Sadly, real quick, and I'll let you go, Isaac. Sadly, I don't think that's going to get a cinematic treatment. I think that's going to be in ring, which is to me kind of disappointing because I would love to see what they'd be able to flesh out. Anyway, what's your shut up and take my money match, Isaac?
My shut up and take my money match is probably going to be Bobby Lashley versus
Drew
McIntyre. Those two going at it, them just being just Goliaths at what they do, and the fact that as much as they push Bobby Lashley, and I'm happy for Bobby to be in the position that he is in, because should have had him at that level years ago. And the fact that, during this pandemic, you saw how hard Drew was working to keep that title. And the fact that he dropped it 1 month to Randy was pointless to me. It made me mad, actually, but that's not the point. It was just really upsetting. Drew has really carried this for the entire year, and I feel bad for him because he didn't get the WrestleMania, he didn't get the he didn't get the glamour that WrestleMania is, and he got to hold that title up with everything going on around him. I felt bad for him for that.
Right. Here's the match. Here's the match that I'm looking forward to, and because of this match and the way tonight is folding out, Isaac, I'm really glad you're here. The match I'm looking forward to more than anything else on this WrestleMania card is Sasha and Bianca. And as we have talked on this show, and Isaac, I know I know you've seen said, but from so many different outside factors, this match is so bleeping important for so many reasons. Because this match could be a match that should realistically main event night one. I mean, when you're looking at the breakdown, I mean, yeah, you've got Bob and Drew on night one. You've got Bunny and Miz, The New Day and AJ and Omos, Braun and Shane, Cesaro and Rollins. Yeah, you can easily have the WWE Championship main event night one. Cool. This needs to be the main event for social reasons, for gender reasons, for the continuing to evolve women's wrestling. And also, we got to look at it. This is maybe the first women's championship match in WWE to feature two minority women. Not only two minority women, but two minority women that can freaking go.
1,000%. I agree. I agree totally.
Isaac, you know me. Brian, you know me. I am never, ever afraid to talk about race. And it's not in a negative connotation. I truly believe in equality. I truly believe that society needs to continue to evolve because right now we still suck. Let me ask you, because everybody else that has been on this show in the 2-year history has the same skin color as me and Brian. Right now, looking at wrestling as a whole, looking at WWE and the landscape that we're looking at, when you have so many high-profile champions, faces of the company that are minorities, in light of what's going on with the rest of the world in terms of like certain trials in Minneapolis and a whole bunch of other crap.
Right.
Yes, I'm going to flat out just say it. As a black man that is a wrestling fan, how do you feel about the state of wrestling as a black man right now?
I like what they were doing. I think that Sasha has been putting in work. Bianca is one of the most talented women that are out there, and they get the chance to shine at WrestleMania. Bobby Lashley deserves the shot that he's gotten. The New Day, they have been putting it on for, they've been showing up for years. Big E showing up for years. I dislike right now what they did with the Hurt Business and breaking them up, because I kept looking at them as like, I want to say the Black Four Horsemen, with just the look and just the suits.
You can go there. You can totally go there because it makes sense. It makes sense.
And I'm mad that they, those all 4 guys of them, except MVP, because that's not his role this time, can go like nobody else's business. And they all can go. And I was happy about that. I'm happy about, them highlighting certain people. With that being said, I'm upset with Vince because they're not highlighting another person that they really should be highlighting. And that person being my boy
Keith Lee.
Keith Lee is unbelievable for a guy that's that big and that his size and can move the way he can move and jump off the top rope and jump over the ropes and the athleticism that guy has, and you're putting him off to the side. What are we doing here? He should also be in the main event top. That dude, yes, it's maybe a 6 months off to a year off for him, but Vince put him on the back burner. And that's a guy that, if he was in any other federation, would be highlighting his attributes. If he was, hate to say it, if he was on AEW, he'd be in the main event right now.
No shit.
Without a doubt. But you can't sit here and keep pushing somebody down like that. We did that with Bobby Lashley for such a long time. And he's finally getting his comeuppance. But you highlighted Keith Lee. He went up against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And Roman was like, hey. Brock Lesnar even looked at him like, whoa, who's this dude? Right there. That's a main event for WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. With athleticism of Brock and Keith Lee. Come on now. And you're putting him off? Why? We're waiting to hold off till crowds get back? Because Vince is going to change his mind when the crowds sit there and watch him jump over the third rope. And everyone's like, holy shit. We haven't seen that in a while.
Right.
Stop. That's all I'm saying. Do I think we have all the talented people that are out there right now? Yes, I do. I think that, I think we're still waiting in the women's division, waiting for Becky, the man, to come back. I think that, we're still waiting for Ronda to come back if she ever has her child. If she decides to come back, great. Because everyone's gonna say, well, you actually didn't pin my shoulders at WrestleMania. We all know that. I do like the fact that, that Rhea Ripley's getting a shot. Right. I do love Rhea when it comes to that. I think that everyone's got a lot of chance. I like what they're doing, but at the same time, we got to make it a little more balanced. A little more over.
Yeah. Understandable. Right. I'm really glad you brought up a lot of those points, because let's be honest, it's a perspective that we haven't had on this show. So thank you, my brother.
Gotcha.
So we've talked about matches that we're looking forward to. We got 12 matches on this card. Eliminate one. Here's the caveat. You cannot eliminate Bad Bunny and The Miz. There's a reason behind that.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Riddle versus Sheamus. Goodbye.
Thank you.
This is a match centered around a scooter.
Right.
And hey, you get a WrestleMania payday, and you get you could have eliminated that one, and somehow I know that Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler versus the Street Profits is going to wind up coming on this card somehow for the SmackDown Tag Championships. We can do without that one too.
It's either pre-show or it's SmackDown.
Okay,
Okay, so anyway, Isaac, what are you eliminating?
I'm going to eliminate, I think, Seth Rollins right now.
No, wrong. You are wrong.
No, I
can't be wrong because it's my opinion.
Isaac, you're entitled to your opinion, except when it's completely, categorically, emphatically wrong. If I had a mute button right now, you would be suspended for 60 seconds. That's just
because you mentioned Seth Rollins, you didn't mention the duties wrestling.
Yeah, okay, you're eliminating the Seth Rollins match. Okay, cool. That means you're also eliminating the Cesaro match. Sit down, shut up. No, you, sir, are wrong.
I am right. Yes, no, I'm right.
Why are you eliminating that match?
Why am I
defend
eliminating
yourself.
that match? I don't think right now Seth has come back. I love him to death. I really, really do. Do I think Cesaro should be pushed? They should have pushed Cesaro months ago. But like I said, with COVID being what it is, not they didn't have that much of a lead up to it. Not enough time. Yes, go ahead. Take your glasses off. Look crazy. Whatever. Don't matter. That's what it is. Uh, please. I mean, the Braun Strowman Shane McMahon. Look,
I'm not going to fight you on that one. Tell me you want to see Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon in a steel cage.
All right,
Tell
I'm
me you want to see that.
Sweet Lord. All right, I look at me. Look at me. I am the captain.
I'm the captain.
I'm steering the ship back on course. Jesus. Good. My brain is melting from hearing that god awful thought of eliminating Seth Rollins and Cesaro. What's that line from the freaking Adam Sandler? What's it it was Billy Madison. What's that line from Billy Madison? You will receive no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Yeah, moving right
It's going
along.
to be a couple months before Big Isaac's back on the show. Just kidding.
Anyway, moving right along. Let's go ahead and okay. Let's go ahead and get into it. Sorry, Isaac, but this match is going to happen. Cesaro and Rollins. What do you think? Who you got? And we guys, I just want to say we are pushing about a minute 10, so we kind of need to pick the pace up.
Seth Rollins.
Why?
They're gonna push him because he's coming back. Cesaro needs this win, but they love some Seth Rollins to death.
Real quick, I'm gonna go, and then we'll go get a refill real quick. I'm going Cesaro because right now I think the momentum is really behind him, and I think he truly needs it. Brian, give us yours, and then let's roll right into Shane and Braun.
I'm going with Cesaro. Seth Rollins has the ability to get himself over no matter the storyline. You know, he will put the work in. So I think Cesaro needs to capitalize on the momentum that he has been developing the past several months. As far as Braun and Shane, I mean, this would be another, like, if I didn't say right away Riddle versus Sheamus would be the match that I kicked to the curb, I would have kicked this one to the curb too. Because Shane doesn't need a match at WrestleMania. Braun could have been involved in something else. I don't know what that is. Or Braun could have taken some time to refocus and, you know, figure out, okay, I need to get back to being the monster that I do without this match. This match will probably be my bathroom break. You know, go get some more nachos, you know, go pour myself another tall frosty beverage. I just don't see any redeeming qualities in this other than, you know, Shane gets to get thrown off of something.
That is precisely why I would not throw away this match, because Shane McMahon is going to do something absolutely stupid, and who doesn't love a good car crash? I mean, there you go on that one. Yeah.
If I want a Shane McMahon car crash, I will queue up the King of the Ring match versus Kurt Angle, and I will watch him get dropped on his head trying to go through the glass.
Yeah, or watch the Hell in a Cell against Taker. Either one. But yeah, the only reason we have this match is because Shane wants to do something stupid. Okay, cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all for it. He's got the balls to do it. Fine. Kill yourself for my entertainment. I'm not sadistic or anything. No. All right.
Daddy, I can jump off tall things.
Right. Let's go ahead and get the one that I said we couldn't eliminate out of the way. It is Bad Bunny with Damian Priest in his corner against The Miz with John Morrison in his corner.
Johnny Drip Drip.
Obviously, they're gonna give Bad Bunny the win here.
What? You're kidding?
I know. Hear me out, guys. This is why I was saying you can't eliminate this. Eyes on product. We've talked about it on the show already plenty of times. We're talking about Bad Bunny here. You know, they put the 24/7 title on him. They put the R-Truth Championship on him. He performs with it in his hand on Saturday Night Live. Did Isaac freeze?
No, I'm still here. I'm good. No. I'm listening. Go ahead. And I agree with you on that. Go ahead.
Right. So they put the 24/7
He's
title on
taking
him.
it all in.
Yeah. He performed on Saturday Night Live while holding it, then wins a couple of Grammys, then hands it back to R-Truth. Eyes on product. Just like when Bam Bam did the favors for Lawrence Taylor at WrestleMania 11. Except LT was a retired football player, and Bad Bunny might right now be the hottest music act on the freaking planet. I'm sorry, American audience, if you don't know who he is. I didn't know who he is until Royal Rumble when he performed. Then I started listening to his music. Still, it's not my bag, but it don't suck.
Look, Bad Bunny's going to get over. We all know this. He won a Grammy. There's no way that they're going to bury him. Just like you bring in whoever that you bring in for WrestleMania, whether it be Bad Bunny, Floyd Mayweather in the past when he knocked out Big Show, they're going to put him over. They're not going to bury someone that's this hot at this stage in their career and say, well, we had Bad Bunny knock out, the Miz.
Right.
No, that's going to happen.
And give credit to The Miz for being willing to do the job.
Exactly. All right, let's go ahead and move on and kind of get these three out of the way really fast. Not because I want to get through them really fast, but because time. New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos.
New Day.
Omos and AJ. The Omos is, we haven't seen him this is his debut at WrestleMania. He's gonna win.
I lean toward that. I'm a New Day mark. I'm gonna hope they win, but I do expect AJ and Omos to win, to pick this up. I have keep New Day in the back of your head. I have a question for the end of our night one discussion. Lashley with MVP in his corner defending against Drew. I'm going to go first here. I think this is a makeup for Drew for not getting his WrestleMania victory pyro at the end of last year.
I disagree. I think I've heard rumors this is going to lead off night one so that McIntyre can get the pop from the live fans. But you've done all this work with Lashley. I think it's a slap in his face if you take the belt off of him this soon.
See, that's the problem. That's the problem I have with putting it back on Drew. Is Lashley has this incarnation of Bobby Lashley is, like Finn Balor, the best we've ever seen.
And I don't think Drew would have a problem with that because there's always, build to SummerSlam, build to wherever. There'll be other opportunities for Drew. I think Lashley's caught lightning in a bottle, and you need to ride that out.
Right. Isaac?
Lashley's going to take it. I think Drew does. Drew deserves that pyro at the end. But right now, with the new promo, the way that he's been looking, he's been looking fantastic. It's going to be Bobby Lashley.
And finally, Sasha defends against Bianca for the SmackDown Women's Championship. First, before we get to it, yes or no, is this the main event?
No. It should be, but it won't.
So do you think it's going to be Bobby? You think it's going to be Bobby and and Bobby and Drew.
Yes.
All right. So let's stop
Should
that right there. Let's go ahead and get the predictions out of the way. I'm going Bianca.
Bianca.
I also will go Bianca. I think this main event's because my theory about wanting to give Drew his pop, you make it, if he's the first person we see,
right,
and the crowd is going banana, then
which was
that can be the make good, if you will.
Right.
There'll be other make good moments to come.
Which was where I was going to get to with New Day, because there is a massive rumor going along, and to the point where the rumor is so talked about, it's kind of like one of those where there's smoke, there's fire kind of deals, that whoever is the first person out for Mania is going to get the mother of all pyro. Because first person out in front of a live crowd, we're going for broke. The joke that I heard, it was like kind of a joke, is all the money that WWE didn't spend last year on pyro, they're going to on the first person. I honestly was thinking, okay, it's got to be the New Day. Who else could it be, Drew?
Hold on, guys. Sorry.
All right, we're talking. Hey, this show don't stop.
I know. We're live, pal.
But Brian, you bring up an amazing point. Drew, them opening with Drew and Lashley gives Drew first out. And let's be honest, right now, Drew really is kind of the face, figuratively and literally, of the company. He's the guy they look at. He's the guy on the promotional posters, and he's also the biggest baby face in the company. It makes perfect sense for bagpipes and drums to be the first thing we hear. Drew come out, drop that sword, and Raymond James Stadium gets completely blown sky high. Unlike the ring from Moxley and Omega. I had to go there. But yeah. So that being said, I think Sasha and Bianca main event, because Drew and Lashley will open. Night 2. I do want to kind of get through this because I really want to get to Bar Talk. So let's kind of fly through this one. We don't really want this match, but we still got it. Riddle defends the U.S. title against Sheamus.
Sheamus.
Riddle.
Sheamus.
I'm gonna go Riddle on that one.
Bro.
Yeah. All right. Hey, give me your winners on this one. Then I have a follow up. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn.
Sammy, if for no other reason than we need a payoff to this documentary story, and we're going to get Logan Paul involved, who, spoiler, was the guy eliminated on Masked Singer this week. I finally got to watch it tonight with the Lovebird because neither one of us were around Wednesday to watch it live. So, it's got me intrigued. Sammy has also, we say we love the long game a lot. Sammy has been playing a long game with this documentary crew following him around. And another side note, Kevin Owens released his KO Mania 5 t-shirt. I need to buy those things. Those things are so freaking amazing. I love them.
I definitely love them. So you're going Sammy. I'm going KO. And remember, Isaac, after you finish this, I have my very quick follow-up. So go.
Sami Zayn. Follow-up.
All right. Here's my follow-up. Yes or no? Does Kevin Owens make good on his promise last year to dive off the freaking pirate ship?
They'll find a way.
Does that give you my answer right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Guys, you're doing this. This is what I'm doing. Keep in mind, it's Good Friday. Sunday is Easter. Please.
And in a twist of fate, that's what does him in, because he'll do the dive,
but then he'll miss.
And Sammy will somehow parlay that into a pinfall.
Yeah. Maybe Logan Paul
Does the okay.
Pulls him.
Yeah.
It just like Sammy pulled Kevin out of the way when Shane was jumping off the cell.
Look at us booking matches, folks. Wow, this is why you come to the Lean Mean Wrestle Talking Machine, because you get fantasy booking. Woo!
Hippie. Big E defends the Intercontinental title against Apollo. I like this Apollo.
Slapping me.
I like Apollo.
Apollo's going to take this one.
Yeah, this is probably where, because it didn't happen at Fastlane, so I think this is where it makes sense to happen.
I think so too, because I think Big E is up for bigger things. Yeah. So
it's the replica, folks. Calm down. It's not. Yeah, it's not the $169.99 special.
Yeah, I'm going Apollo on this one as well. Fiend and Orton.
Let him in.
Yep.
Randy will do the job.
Yeah, I don't see how you can't go this route. This is the match I'm really looking forward to of all WrestleMania. Maybe even all 4 nights of WWE programming. Asuka and Rhea freaking Ripley. Isaac.
Rhea. I love Asuka. I love what she's been doing, but I'm still saying Rhea.
Here's why I'm saying Rhea. Brian, when we found out that Rhea was going to be debuting on Raw, what was the first thing I asked? What was the first thing I begged?
You wanted her in the ring with Asuka.
No, please don't screw this up.
Oh, right, yeah.
Please don't screw this up. Here's how you don't screw it up. She wins. Hey, this is a surefire, cannot miss women's wrestler.
Here's the question for you guys. Can you think of another champion whose title reign has been more of an afterthought, though, than Asuka? I can't. Without doing a whole lot of research and stuff like that, I'm sure you could come up with names in WCW and, but they've really not done right by Asuka.
I got one. The Miz. 10 years ago.
True. Because he was playing second fiddle to Cena and The Rock, the whole time. It's a shame. They obviously, and I say this a lot about when you're a Hoover vacuum cleaner and you're just going through the wrestling industry, sucking up talent, invariably you're going to have a litany of people you don't have a clue how to present. And Asuka is probably number one with a bullet on people that they just don't know how to present.
She's two.
Shinsuke is number one.
Huh?
Shinsuke is number one.
Exactly. The number one's also Japanese.
Because I see I understand what you guys are saying about Rhea. I know you can't screw it up because she's got all the buzz right now, and conventional wisdom says yes, she's debuted, she's got all this sizzle behind her. You put the belt on her, but gee whiz, what a disservice that is to Rhea or to Asuka.
I know, but at the same time, I also wouldn't mind a 6-month-long program between Asuka and Rhea Ripley. Shut up and take my money.
Fair point.
My thought on Rhea, final thought on Rhea is it's not just sizzle. There's a whole lot of steak too.
Yes.
Rhea's the complete package. I would really hate for them to screw her up, much like they've done with Keith Lee, because that's 2 cannot misses that you would have whiffed on.
And another on the scrap heap of NXT failed call-ups, which we've discussed at length.
Yeah. And if you whiff on Keith Lee and you whiff on Rhea Ripley, now you're starting to look like my golf game. Moving right along to the main event of night 2. This will be the main event of night 2. Why? Because it makes sense. Because it is the best piece of talent WWE has to offer right now. The only person that might be hotter and more untouchable than Finn Balor. Roman Reigns defends against Edge and Daniel Bryan. I will say it right now. I will say it right now. I am an Edge mark. Hardcore. Always have been, always will be. There is no way in deepest, darkest, blackest hell Roman Reigns can lose this. Roman has to win.
Roman will get pushed to the limit by both guys. This will also be a 30+ minute triathlon,
Yeah.
if you will. And every guy will get their chance to shine. I think how it goes down, Edge runs the show the first 10 minutes by, doing whatever he can, by hook or by crook, in line with his vigilante/heel bent he's been on the last several nights. Apparently, he cut a fire promo earlier this evening on SmackDown where he said he rediscovered the Rated R Superstar. So he's tapping into that. But then I think what happens is Daniel Bryan controls the next 10 minutes with technical wrestling. He starts getting submission holds on people, and near falls and stuff. But then Roman asserts himself in the final 5 to 10 minutes and just runs roughshod over them. And here's another spoiler alert. You know who we do not see hide nor hair of?
Jey Uso?
We don't even see his face. Because it's about time. I know he's a heel and the head of the table and the bloodline and all that stuff, but it's about time. I know heels don't do this, Patrick. I've been trying to study the heel 401 course materials you provided me with. It's about time Roman won a match on his own merits. For once. Because there's been an awful lot of chicanery.
Right. Isaac, you look like you have something to say.
The only other time that a heel came out and told his backup crew to leave was Bradshaw, when he had all of his boys come out with him during his entrance and said, look, I'm going to take on Cena by myself. So I believe that's what Roman will do. It will be nice to see him go more than 5 to 6 minutes in a match, because he hasn't done that in a long, long time. Daniel Bryan and Edge will push him to the limit. I still say, I'm going to throw this out here, Daniel Bryan takes it.
Brian, I think you're saying what I'm about to say, but I'll let you have it.
Go ahead.
I'm going to fact check you really quick, because the beginning of my favorite match of all time, Triple H versus The Rock, the Iron Man match at Judgment Day 2000, Triple H said the same thing to the McMahon Helmsley faction. He sent them to the back, and then the final 2.5 or the final 6 minutes of that match was a schmaz. It's all about me. I'm going to do it all on my own. And now here comes Shane, and here comes Stephanie, and here comes Vince, and here comes Road Dogg and X-Pac. But I get what you're saying. I mean, there's been other times in history where a heel has surrounded himself with a bunch of folks. And I bet Patrick might even go back to these guys to... Oh, he's clearing his throat?
We're in trouble now.
I'm a fact check you twice, big man. One.
Wait, hold on. Let me say, before you do that, I'm saying just WrestleManias.
Oh, okay.
Just WrestleMania. I'm not saying it hasn't been done before.
Right.
I get it. I hear what you're saying. I'm saying WrestleManias. This is a WrestleMania edition, so that's what I'm saying.
All right. Let me rewind. I'm gonna fact check you once, big man. I'm gonna fact check you once. Roman hasn't gone past 5 or 10 minutes in a while. Did you not watch that last main standing match with Kevin Owens? That sumbitch went 20.
Restaurant quality
Ass whooping laid out by both gentlemen. Roman, I think you might have Roman mixed up with another dude that does a spear, because Roman, as a heel, with the exception of that horseshit match at the end of Elimination Chamber where he picked the bones of a beat the hell Daniel Bryan. Roman's been putting out some long matches since winning the WWE Championship back, the Universal Championship back at SummerSlam or whenever the hell it was.
And I'll add that these are long matches that we actually are here for, as opposed to the one against Triple H at WrestleMania 32 in Dallas.
Right. Yeah, I mean, this is just like Bobby Lashley, just like Finn Balor. This is the best Roman Reigns we have ever seen.
No argument here.
End of story. Roman, for so long, WWE wanted Roman to be the man. You know, I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a good guy. I'm the guy.
Stop it.
Roman is, sorry, Becky, Roman's the man. Heel Roman Reigns, head of the table. Gentlemen, this is not heel 401. This is masterclass. This is PhD level shit.
This is that streaming service you have to pay to listen to Gordon Ramsay teach you how to cook a Jean Dory.
This isn't just streaming service. This is streaming service with Premier Access. This is Disney Plus, but you're able to watch Raya the Last Dragon right now.
Exactly.
Which I have not seen because I don't have Premier Access. I'm cheap. Before we get to bar talk, I'm springing something on you. I want to have a little fun. Wrong answers only. Who debuts Monday night?
Well, there's a blue chipper that is coming out of the University of Miami, and they got some big things. They got some big things planned for this Rocky Maivia character, and I can't wait. I'm gonna tune in on Monday night because that's a blue chipper right there.
Isaac.
John Moxley.
John,
Answers only.
Hey, Isaac, watch this. Hey, Brian. Who am I going to say?
Did he once drive through North Carolina?
Oh, Jillian Hall.
All right, I'm signing off. It's been fun. And where's that end call button?
All right. Bar talk tonight, boys. I am really looking forward to this. We had a little bit of a small discussion on this one last night, trying to figure out what we were going to do. And this is the one we settled on. And I like this one. I hope you guys do too.
We had a discussion because Brian likes to answer the same question 73 different ways. So we're going with a different one, and I'm here for it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Bullet Club is fine.
Brian wanted to go, okay, if you're teaching a seminar on WrestleMania, what 3 matches are you showing? We've answered this question, just reworded at least a dozen times in the 2-year history of this show. So
I am the intellectual savior of the wrestling masses, after all.
Right. So
this question is meatier, though, folks, and you're going to thank us for it.
It's beefy. Beefy.
Oh.
You have an opportunity, gentlemen, to go back in time and change the result of one main event of WrestleMania. By main event, I mean the last match on the show, not a title match halfway through. So I'm not picking on Isaac for this one, but because he mentioned this in pre-show. But Sheamus and Daniel Bryan from WrestleMania Miami does not count. It was not the last match. You have an opportunity to change the result of the last match of a WrestleMania. 1. What match, what change do you make, and why?
I'm calling last ups on this one.
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
Because
B,
you said earlier you think you know where I'm going to go, and I'm here to tell you you don't. And also because I'm sucking on an ice cube right now, and I got to finish my ice cube.
okay, well, let me tell you this. If you're going last, you better you better bring it at least as good as I'm going to, because I have a doozy. Isaac, that means you're up, big man.
All right, here we go.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure at all. Thanks. WrestleMania 3. I say Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant. What if Andre wins? Andre beats Hulk Hogan at the height, the ultimate height of Hulkamania. How does that change the landscape of wrestling for the rest of our lives? How does that change it? How does that? We're sitting here talking about if Hulk Hogan couldn't defeat Andre. We all know what Andre was going through at that time. We know that he was not at the height of his, athletic ability. Yes, he was having back problems and all that other stuff. But if he beat Hogan, how does that change the landscape of wrestling? Period.
I'll answer you. I'll answer you very, very, very succinctly. We're not having this discussion. You know why? Because if Hogan does not beat Andre at WrestleMania 3, professional wrestling sucks.
Exactly.
So,
but that's what I'm saying. It totally changes the landscape of everything.
Time. The question is, why would you change it? So, if you're making this argument, you're saying I'm changing it to destroy professional wrestling as we know it. So, are you trying to say that from your don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say this in an attack way. I'm being kind of creative in this. Are you trying to say that by changing WrestleMania 3 and Andre going over a Hogan, you are trying to be Thanos?
I'm not trying to be Thanos.
That's the question, though.
No. The reason I'm changing it is because I'm thinking in the back of my mind, is Vince that great of a wrestling mind that he could still pull things off after he lets Hogan lose the belt to change the landscape of everything?
Doesn't happen. Wrestling isn't what we have today without Hulk Hogan, good, bad, or indifferent. So literally, I'm sorry, but my argument is to do. Don't get me wrong. If we're talking a what if, that is like the greatest what if in wrestling history. Screw Hogan turning heel. Screw Austin McMahon. Screw Brett. Screw Brett. Hogan losing to Andre at 3. If that's a what if, that's the greatest what if discuss. Oh my God, that's a show.
You're welcome.
Isaac.
You are welcome.
Hey, Patrick, get ready to beep. Isaac, I fucking love you.
Beep. Isaac, clear your schedule over the next maybe month or so, because we're going to have you back. And
when we discuss this, your presence is begged for.
I'll be here.
We'll have the contract emailed to you, and you can talk about what you want, what kind of snacky snacks you want in your dressing room. And
we're not inviting you, we're begging. Oh my God, that's going to be a hell of a show. We might want to do that shortly after WrestleMania. Maybe we come back from our week break, we talk about WrestleMania, and then the next week, I got one for you, and it's kind of close to the same timeline as Big Isaac's. WrestleMania 4. DiBiase beats Macho. And here's why. You guys know me and how I feel about the World Championship. The heel should be the champ. Therefore, the babyface can chase the champ. There's your payoff. Tried and true method. Always works. Just like Denzel said in Remember the Titans. It's just like Novocaine. Give it time and it always works. Macho chasing DiBiase all throughout the summer. maybe into SummerSlam, maybe a little bit longer. Yeah, you do away with the Mega Powers Explode, maybe not, but okay. Future book it. DiBiase wins nefariously at WrestleMania 4. He's the undisputed WWE champ. SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Macho gets the title. Then you can fast track the Mega Powers exploding. Okay, you don't get Zeus. No,
Why did you go Tiny Zeus listed? Oh my God!
Zeus was after WrestleMania 5. I'm sorry.
If you're going to fantasy book a WWE without Zeus, I'm fine with that.
Okay. But you don't get that SummerSlam main event where it was the Mega Powers versus DiBiase and Andre when Liz took off her skirt. Good, bad, or indifferent. But that chase.
Liz.
That chase. That'd be amazing.
The only reason I don't like it is because that's one of the greatest, or one of the earliest examples, and one of the greatest examples I can think of them playing the long game. That's an 18 to 20 month storyline that still resonates when you watch it back because there were so few events on TV. You didn't have a pay-per-view every 3 weeks. Imagine if you tried to do that now. We get tired of it after a month.
True. All right. Brian, hit me.
It's funny to me how all three of us picked events that are so close to each other.
No.
I've talked on this show recently, a couple of months ago, about what I've come to realize about Hulk Hogan. I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. I think the business would be a lot better if Hulk Hogan hadn't gone into business for himself so many times, and if people that were in the positions of power in the places he was employed at weren't just so willing to cater to him. I am going to take you back to WrestleMania 9. One of the most god-awful WrestleManias on record for a lot of reasons. The venue, the theme, and all that stuff.
Wait, hold on. Quick question. I'm trying to remember. WrestleMania 9 is the one at Caesar Palace where it was Bret Hart versus Yokozuna.
And then got involved.
That's where we're going. By this point, and this is revisionist history because I know this is not Vince McMahon. You put me in that position with all the data that I had in front of me at that point. I would sit Mr. Hogan down. I would sit Terry Bollea down, and I would say, we've had a great run. But I have a locker room full of talent that I believe in, and I want to give them a shot. And if he gives you that doesn't work for me, brother, I'm Vince McMahon. There's the door. Go seek your entertainment elsewhere. I've got Bret Hart versus Yokozuna in the main event, a clash of styles. And if I want to put the belt on Yoko, then let's do it. Let's make him the monster heel that the babyface Bret Hart now has to chase all summer long. And maybe, just maybe, Bret Hart, I would argue that this is where Bret starts to get disillusioned with the wrestling business a little bit. And then you don't, maybe the Bret versus Shawn thing isn't quite so,
now we're going butterfly effect.
Yes. But I watched this, I watched the whole thing back the other night, just Hogan showing up with the black eye and the Bret Hart just kind of half-hearted. They said, okay, go in there and do it. You got to do it. And Mr. Fuji says, he'll put the belt on the line right now. And it's just like, by this point, you're getting tired of Hulk Hogan saving the day. The act had grown stale by this point. Anybody could see it. So that's why I'm changing WrestleMania 9. because you've greenlit Yokozuna as now he's this monster heel, and yes, it plays into the foreigner trope that wrestling does so well. The evil guy coming from another country, you know, as bad as that is now, and as 1980s and early 90s as that storyline was, but that's the times they were in. Bret Hart can go in the ring. You already he's been Intercontinental Champion already. He's been Tag Champion already. He's got the skills in the ring to chase Yokozuna and knock him down brick by brick by brick until he finally wins at SummerSlam or wins at Survivor Series.
Right.
And we are rid of Hulk Hogan saying it's always got to be me at the end of the night posing with the belt. America.
It doesn't work for me, brother.
Your thoughts?
That's a great one. I had that on my short list. I want to tell you guys real quick the other two that were on my short list with no further explanation. One on my short list. Can't remember the WrestleMania, but it was Taker and Roman, because as we know, 33. As we know how I feel. The streak should not have ended. So obviously, Taker doesn't lose to Brock at 30, but that wasn't the last match. Taker doesn't lose to Roman, rides off into the sunset. There you go. The third one on my list is the aforementioned. Is that right?
Aforementioned.
Aforementioned. Thank you. It's late. I'm going on about 3.5 hours of sleep, and it's just now catching up to me.
Insert more syllables in there, sir.
Yeah. God, lost my train of thought. WrestleMania 9. Good grief. My other one is WrestleMania 17. The greatest WrestleMania of them all.
Are you thinking of Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar?
That's 19. Austin turned heel on The Rock. Shook hands with Vince, made the deal with the devil himself.
I remember that. I know what you're talking about.
Here's what happens. And I got to be honest, I'm stealing this idea from Stone Cold Steve Austin himself. Everything in the match happens the exact same way it does. Vince and Austin beat the crap out of The Rock with chairs. Austin turns heel, wins the match, shakes hands with Vince, then crawfishes his ass and stuns him. Turns back to face. Why? Because I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin and don't trust anybody.
I agree with that.
Because literally, y'all, think about it. He's turning on The Rock. Boo! Boo! He just stunned Vince. Yeah! All that would have done is taken the greatest superstar in the history of the WWE and elevated his ass even more. That would have been awesome. Now, keep in mind, we don't get the comedy that we got out of Austin during that heel run, namely with Kurt Angle and a little small cowboy hat. That doesn't happen. But the idea of I'm going to turn heel and then I'm going to flip 5 minutes later, that would be the only time in history that could have happened. So that was my other one. But I decided to go with DiBiase over Macho at 4. So, y'all, I can't wait. This is going to be a hell of a week of wrestling coming up next week. And I am so looking forward to it. One last thing. You know what I really regret not having this year? A live audience.
A Hall of Fame ceremony.
At the Hall of Fame ceremony. And here's why. Keep in mind, this is going to be would be a WrestleMania type crowd. An international crowd. When the great Khali makes his speech, you can if you were going to play a drinking game, take a shot every time the crowd says what, you'd be dead. And number 2, I would love to have a decibel meter in that arena when the Bellas take the stage, because the boos in that place would be earth shattering.
I agree with you. That would. I just want to see. I want to see a live audience.
I'm looking forward to seeing. I am looking forward to seeing the open of night one of WrestleMania. I have to be honest. I might get a little emotional because it's just like we're kind of sort of back, y'all. It's kind of. I felt the same way with opening day the other day, and we have crowds in our baseball stadiums again. Damn it, that's awesome. Go Braves. Go Tribe, go Cubs. You know, I'm getting you guys out of the way as well. But yeah.
You knew it was coming. That's all I'm saying.
Go baseball. Go baseball.
Go baseball.
But yeah, just for the sheer comedy of it. An international WrestleMania audience would rip those two or three to shreds. So, by the grace of God, they're being inducted into the Hall of Fame the year there's nobody there. Talk about fortune smiling upon you. So
They got luckier than hell, basically. That's what
yeah,
happened.
they did. We missed out. We missed out big time because that would have been awesome. You would have had to turn up the mic on Nikki and Bree just to be able to hear them, because those boos would be just monumental. We're talking like the one night that the crowd kept getting louder and louder when Vicky Guerrero would say, "Excuse me," and John was like, guys, let her talk. Then as soon as she'd start, they'd get louder again. It would be that kind of level, and it would be amazing. No, I'm not sadistic at all.
Oh, heavens
No,
no.
we're not getting that vibe from you at all. No.
I'm a sweet little angel. See the little halo up here that may or may not exist.
Wait, I need a close up on that. Yeah, I
Can we get the telestrator to
No, because I'm not going to tell us straight, because that's too much work. As that one episode we did where I kind of made fun of people that don't know how to edit. So no, we're not going to do that. It's too much work. Yeah. Isaac, it's been fun, man.
Gentlemen,
mad props?
I mean,
Major, I'm loving this. Really,
you're no Reginald Johnson Eisen, but you're damn good.
I'm me.
Yeah.
How
It has been fun. I'm looking very forward to seeing you again when we have that WrestleMania 3 What If. Oh my God, I'm salivating over that one. That's going to be fun. B, as always, my brother, wonderful to see you.
I just can't express how much I'm looking forward to this week, because it's not a reach to say that when we reconvene, we're going to have a lot to talk about.
Right.
Because there's a lot going on. I will give a quick shout out to somebody who made her return on AEW this week. Chris Statlander is back, and I'm very, very happy about that. And she looked phenomenal.
Yes, she did. So did Penelope Ford, but that's a different story for a different time.
Yes.
As the out music is playing, I have one very serious shout out to give. A certain golden hurricane of our Wrestling with Egos family hit the big 6 today. Happy birthday, sweetheart. I love you. But the golden hurricane being my little one. So
big ups to the Golden Hurricane.
God.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations.
I love April, and here's why. Opening day, WrestleMania, Masters, both the Hurricane and Squishy have birthdays. Yeah, April's a busy month. April's a good. So, hashtag girl dad. Love it. Yeah, I totally. Yay, Kobe. So, guys, thank you so much. It's a 2-hour long show. I'm sorry, but you know what? A lot of stuff to talk about. and I don't think this show has sucked. So,
And the great thing about YouTube is you can consume us in little bite-sized chunks if you so desire. Or you can just sit down and watch the whole thing. We don't care.
or a little trick I found out. Did you know you could, if you're using a mobile device, you can download this just like you could a podcast and listen to it. So, yeah.
Whenever you want.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. As you're seeing all the ways to get in contact with us,
Just click on the old www and you'll take care of it. It'll be great.
So, gentlemen, as I'm consuming my third glass of sweet tea, the nectar of the gods, I hope you guys enjoy WrestleMania because I know we sure as hell are going to. We will see you guys in not 1, but 2 weeks because, let me up next Friday. You got to take our breather. Isaac?
Yep.
You were going to say something?
No, I'm good.
Okay. You perked your head up. So for everybody involved with the show, I'm not naming everybody because that's just too damn long now. More people keep coming into the fold, and it's just like, good God, we're starting to look like the NWO. So for everybody involved in Wrestling with Egos, especially for these two cats that are on the panel tonight, this has been Wrestling with Egos. This has been your WrestleMania preview, and this is why we sure as hell love wrestling. Enjoy.
All right, y'all. Peace out.